Joining us this morning, our parenting experts. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, let's get to this week's question. It's my 7-year-old son isn't very resilient. How can I help him bounce back when things go wrong?
Well, probably the main reason that kids have trouble bouncing back is they don't see a solution to the problem. So then you have to take a look. It could be a personal thing like, oh, I keep forgetting my lunchbox and I don't know what I'm going to do about it. Well, when that's the thing, when it's something personal, you can really help him, actually in both situations, personal or maybe it doesn't have anything to do with him personally, help him to find solutions. Okay, so for the lunchbox thing, well, if you set your lunchbox by the door, even better than suggesting that though is to say to your child, what do you think maybe you could do so that you wouldn't forget your lunchbox?
So they're developing those cognitive skills where they can think about those
problem
solutions.
solving, exactly. Now, what if it's, for example, in our area here, the shooting at the mall, and he doesn't know what to do about that? First of all, be honest about it, be truthful about the situation, and then take a look at it, discuss it with him. You know, how often has this happened? Once? You know, what are the odds of it happening again? You know, those sorts of things to help him see. And if it's a worldwide problem, how can he help? Well, maybe there are things he can do. You know, when we think of the disaster in Japan, go on the internet, give to the Red Cross. There are things he can do. Finding a solution to the problem will help him bounce back.
Right, and I think another big thing in this area is the modeling that the parents do. A lot of times parents don't bounce back that well, and kids are watching all the time. So they see mom and dad and a problem comes up and mom and dad are worried about, they're stewing over it and all this kind of thing, and the child doesn't get that example of bouncing back. So mom and dad make sure that when things happen in your life, you are modeling bouncing back. And there's one other area for some parents, and that's the area of faith with kids, because like in things like in Japan, things that we don't have control over, if a parent has faith, then obviously there's somebody else in charge. And that certainly helps kids in this area of bouncing back, because it's like Kendra said, when they can't see a solution, when they get all wrapped up in that and they don't see a way out, then obviously it's difficult to bounce back.
Go ahead, Kate.
Well, and this is obviously a 7-year-old, so is that a time when you start developing, or does it need to start younger or older?
As soon as the child has a problem that they think is insurmountable is the time to teach them those sorts of skills. I think the other thing that's important too is that your children be allowed the opportunity to see you working through and problem solving. Well, maybe this will work. Maybe this is something we can do, so they can see how the process. Too many times as grown-ups, we go behind closed door. How are we going to handle this situation?
Right.
Not that a child needs to be privy to everything that's going on, but when they see you working through those things, and as John said, modeling that resiliency, it's easier for them.
All right, great advice as always. And if you have a question for John and Kendra, just shoot it over to their website, parentinglikeapro.com. And if we answer it on the air, you'll get a copy of one of their books. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Kate.